Right, welcome to another 5 a day, people. So, first question, ABC have coordinates 2, 9, 5 minus 3, 6k, respectively. AB is perpendicular to AC and we want to find k. Okay, so if it's perpendicular, that means the gradients are negative reciprocals, right? So that means gradients there. That means gradients of AB multiplied by the gradient of AC is going to equal -1. That's what it means, right? Negative reciprocal, or the two gradients multiplied to give -1. So for AB, if this is A and this is B, then the gradient is going to be the change in Y. So if I do -3, take away 9, that's the Y coordinates of them, divided by the change in X, which is 5 minus 2. So that's going to be -12 over 3, which is equal to -4. Okay, and the gradient of AC is going to be, again, the change in Y, so K minus -3, please be careful with those minuses, over 6 minus 5. So that's K plus 3, because you've got the minus, over 1, which is actually just K plus 3. Okay, that means the -4, the gradient of AB, multiplied by K plus 3, which is the gradient of AC, is equal to -1. Nice. So expanding the left-hand side, I get -4k minus 12 is equal to -1. If I were to add, if I multiply everything by -1, I get 4k plus 12 is equal to 1. That's nice. Take away 12 from both sides, I get 4k is equal to 1 minus 12, which is -11. So therefore, k is equal to -11 over 4. That's good enough for us. It's good enough for me. Final answer. Oh dear, that's not what I want to do. Next question. All right, they've not really given us space to do this question, but okay, fine. It's okay. We'll deal with that. Let's write this one in red. So we've got a triangle-based pyramid, and we're told that this base face is an equilateral triangle. And the volume of the pyramid is 300 centimeters cubed, and we want to calculate the perpendicular height. Okay, so to work out the volume of this pyramid, it's equal to area of base face all of that, times by the height, which in this case is h, and then it's divided by 3 or times by a third. That's how that one works. Okay, I'm trying to write this as small as I can. Now we need the area of the base face, don't we? Well, it's an equilateral triangle, which means 60 degrees, and so on and so forth. And if we know that it's an equilateral triangle, that means you've got 10 centimeters, and 10 centimeters. We can actually use the half AB sine C formula. So a half times 10 times 10 times sine 60. That's going to be the area of the base face, the area of the triangle. Okay, and that is going to be, what is that? A half times 10 times 10 times sine 60. So 10 times 10 is 100, times a half is 50. Sine 60 is √3 over 2. So that's 50 times √3 over 2, which is 25 √3. I'm going to leave it as an exact answer just because, dealing with decimals and things is a bit long. Now that's the area of the triangle. Now we know that the volume is 300. So if I change color, I can say that 300 is equal to the area of the base face, which is 25 root 3, times by h, times by a third. Okay, timesing both sides by 3 gives me 900. So 900 equals 25 root 3 times h. Divide that by 25. What does that give me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's 9, 2, 2, 5. Does that work? Divide that by 5. That's going to be 180. Divided by 5 is 36, I think. Yes. Yep, 36. Okay, cool. That was just me thinking out loud. So 36 equals root 3h. And then I guess 36 over root 3 is equal to h. That's the idea of it. So h equals 36 over root 3. I'm going to leave it exact. We could rationalize it if we want to. So times by root 3 over root 3. And that is equal to 36 root 3 over 3. Simplifying that gives us 12 root 3. Because 36 divided by 3 is 12. So 36 over root 3 or 12 root 3, either one is fine. If you want to work out a decimal equivalent, you're more than welcome to do so as well. Okay, next question. We have the point -6 minus 7 is the turning point of the graph y equals x squared plus ax plus b, and we want to find a and b. Well, if -6 minus 7 is the turning point, then that means that we can use the complete square form. So if we were completing the square to work out the turning point, we'd reverse engineer it and go, okay, if -6 is the x coordinate, that means it must have been x plus 6 all squared, right? Because -6 is the value of x that would make this bit equal to 0. Then the y coordinate is just the number on the outside, like that. So this is relating to completing the square to work out turning points. So this format would be an equation for y. And because that format is an equation for y, it must be it. We just need to expand and simplify it to get it in the form x squared plus ax plus b. So x plus 6 all squared gives us x squared plus 12x plus 36. So I went through that expansion quickly, but it's x plus 6 times x plus 6. And we use our double bracket expansion. And then we've got the -7 again. Simplifying, that gives us x squared plus 12x plus 29. 36 take away 7. So therefore, a is equal to 12 and b is equal to 29. Lovely jubbly. Next, C and D are two independent events. Two independent events. Right. There's a rule here. When you have two independent events, it means that, in this case, the probability of C intersection D is equal to the probability of C multiplied by the probability of D. Mathematically, that's what it means for two events to be independent. Now, we're told that the probability of D complement is 0.3, so basically not D. So we know that the probability of D must be equal to 0.7. Okay? And again, given that they're two independent events, this is going to be equal to the probability of C times the probability of D, which in this case is 0.6 times 0.7, and that's 0.42. So our final answer is 0.42. Okay, and then next question, it's a rationalization problem. So we want to show that this can be written in the form a plus b root 2. Good stuff. So we just got to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate of the bottom, so 1 minus root 2. And then we just need to work out what that is. So we expand the top bit, so that's 3 minus root 32 multiplied by 1 minus root 2. Right, notice how, first of all, we've got the b root 2. So in our answer, we don't have any root 32s. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is change this root 32 into something with root 2 in it. Well, root 32 is equal to root 16 times root 2. And root 16, the square root of 16 is 4, so it's 4 root 2. So I have 3 minus 4 root 2 instead, multiplied by 1 minus root 2. That's much better. If I expand that, I do 3 times 1, which is 3. 3 times minus root 2, which is minus 3 root 2. Minus 4 root 2 times 1 is minus 4 root 2. Minus 4 root 2 times minus root 2 is going to be positive. 4 times root 2 times root 2. So the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just equal to 2. And then times that by the 4 gives us 8. So it's plus 8. Okay, and then 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. Minus 3 root 2 minus 4 root 2 is minus 7 root 2. So 11 minus 7 root 2 is the top bit. Now we also need to do the bottom bit. But the bottom bit is just the difference of 2 squares. So that's handy. 1 plus root 2 times 1 minus root 2 is going to be equal to 1 squared minus root 2 squared, which is 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. Now you could expand it the long way, and then you'll get the same answer. But knowing the difference of 2 squares at this stage is definitely useful. Okay, so we have the top bit as, I'm going to write it in green, 11 minus 7 root 2. The bottom bit is minus 1. So if I divide by minus 1, I get minus 11 plus 7 root 2. So I get minus 11 plus 7 root 2. That is our final answer. So that means our A is equal to minus 11 and B is equal to 7. But the bit that I've boxed is the correct and final answer. That's it for this video, guys. Take care.